Honestly, the more I'm watching of this show, the more I think to myself, I shouldn't be watching it. Like this is a fine show. I think that's a fair review of this show from 3 episodes. It's fine. It's decently fun, pretty averagely produced, and honestly, the 3D was quite noticeable in this episode. And I don't think anything that we're doing here is revolutionary. And honestly, I didn't think of it, but after seeing people mention it last week, yeah, it is a little funny that the strongest magician in the Demon Lord's army was actually a human, can get one-shotted by an arrow. But for some reason, I'm here for episode 4. You know, sometimes when people are like, oh, you just like trash stuff, like, I usually will brush that aside as people just, you know, they're bad with opinions, right? It's like, okay, you may feel one way. But here's the thing, if someone told me that right now, I probably wouldn't disagree with them. But like, you know, probably. You're probably right. But I feel like what this show has become, because I would argue this is the worst show I'm watching this season. This is the only show I'm actually watching this season that I actually think is straight down the middle for me. But I don't want to put it down. Like, I am honestly convinced I will leave episode 12, 13, however many episodes this is, and probably never think of this show again when it's over. Yet I wanted to come up here today and talk about this episode. Why? Simple fun. It really is. If people were to ask me what to watch this season, there's like 18 to 20 other shows I'd give them a recommendation before this. But if they're like, hey, I want a Wednesday show, something that airs on Wednesday to talk with people, honestly, it ain't a bad watch. I don't know. I get into this weird territory with shows like these where it's like, I want to be honest. I don't think this show's remarkable. Like, I bluntly want to put this. I don't want you to think I think the show's remarkable. I do think this episode had the most interesting hook towards the second half in terms of the whole traitor angle. That was pretty fun. But this show ain't reinventing the wheel. But I mean, just based on some comments I read last week in my comments section, it does feel like some people agree with me in the way that, like, sometimes we just want that simple show. We ain't expecting too much from it, and we just want to have a little dumb fun. And that's kind of what I feel like this show is. But I have full live reactions over on Patreon. If you want to see my full and good thought to any of these episodes, it's going to be over there if you're interested. Like, I have fun watching this, but I don't know. I feel like I'm fighting myself. Like, part of me wants to just be like, Brandon, why are you having so much fun with this show? Like, it's not that great. And it's like, you're probably right, other Brandon, but god damn it, give me another Big Mac. This is definitely the fast, like, this is some sort of, I don't know which fast food chain I want to compare it to, but it's like one above where I'm probably at, like, but it's alright. I've actually been fairly okay with the 3D. This episode, pretty noticeable. I like to give them the benefit of the doubt that they use 3D because of the whole slow-mo to really get across the dulling of senses, but it's most likely because of production reasons. I assume by episode 7 or 8, the 3D is going to get god-awful, and it will be interesting to see if it reaches Newgate episode 12 level of 3rd graders finishing the episode. But the best part of this episode was the traitor plotline. So, there's some cool elements to the magic in this system, and the idea that he could pretty much interrogate and read the minds of a whole army was actually a little surprising. I thought he's gonna have to go one by one, but he just kind of scans the whole crowd, figures out which one was the spy, because after shaking down the girl knight, basically he knows she's innocent in the whole thing. So it has to be a traitor from within his own army, which then locates the proper division that was causing a ruckus. And the overall reasoning about how, like, hey, the current Demon Lord ain't fit for this. It ain't anything original. Hell, you could literally rewind to the previous anime season with chilling in another world with level 2 super cheat powers. Literally, there was the whole sibling plotline with the brother saying you're not fit, you're not acting like a Demon Lord can be. And even that show, not the original idea of doing it. And I feel like that's really what this show is. It's just a grab bag of things I've seen before with a pretty god-awful to average production value. But it's aight. It really is, like, that's the best way to put it. And it was fun watching him go about this, because then he goes with the hot witch, who literally launches, I thought it was him at first. I was like, oh, this must be a super move. No. We go from her sitting in a bath, just being like, hey, do you like what you see? To basically him saying, please, like, make it so the repairs are going to be easy. And she is like, summoning the rumbling from the sky, raining on these fools. Buddy's probably really wishing he took the initial offer. Though it's interesting that they pretty much have like the cyanide pill for any traitors. Like basically he starts getting poison in his body and just absolutely evaporates. And they end in like a bombastic way with that Doulahan. I think that's what the monster's name is. Pretty much we do the whole confession of who the traitor is, and then we do the dramatic look who's behind us. So that would be fun. But yeah, this was like, I don't know, like if someone was to tell me, Brandon, why are you even making videos on this right now? Like you pretty much are saying it's fine, and it's like, I don't know. Sometimes I get these shows where I'm just like, I just want to talk about it with someone. It ain't really revolutionary. It's probably the worst show you're gonna watch on a Wednesday, but there is something fun, and I do appreciate, like, it's like I'm conflicted in this way. On one hand, I find it refreshing that our MC didn't just stop the arrow and actually got hit, right? Like, because one, he is human, but two, you know, he's clearly not indestructible. But on the other hand, I do have to agree with the people being like, well, wait a second, does he just not wear armor? Is he not the strongest yet? Like, I would hope after getting shot and like almost killed, he probably has like some magical armor on or something now. But you know, it's an interesting show. I don't know if this will be a show that gets videos every single week. Probably not. But if somehow they keep managing to have elements of fun, like, damn, that's a fun little thing with the whole traitor plot line, they could probably show me some of the most god-awful 3D, and I'll probably still have a bit of a grin on my face. I think it's not a bad way to top off Wednesdays. I mean, for me, currently, I'm watching Oshinoko, the Russian anime, and this, and it's not a bad way to go about it. Two relatively great bangers and kind of like a Whopper. That's really the best way to put it. It's like, hey, you know, you got some couple of fancy restaurants, and then you feel like you want to be, your cheat meal is a Whopper. Best way to put it. I don't think I'm being overly harsh either. Like, I don't think, like, everyone I've seen talk about this show has either said it's shit or, you know, yeah, this is just my junk food show. But in the rare case someone's like, he's hating my favorite show. Hey, power to you, bro. Enjoy it to the magnum opus you see it as. To me, I think it has some god-awful 3D, pretty damn average production, but it ain't too shabby as a Whopper meal. Let me know what you thought down below this episode. Did you like the traitor plotline as much as me? I think that was probably the most interesting thing we've seen out of 3 episodes, but let me know your feelings down below. Be sure to leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you're new around here, of course, ring the bell. And like I mentioned, we got those full live reactions over on Patreon, and hey, while you're over there, I'll give you a video shout out. Alright, so today we got Davin, 10 Crazy, Jean He, Austin Fernand, Rookie, Omega Alpha 83. We also have Winter, Naomi, Vera. So I appreciate the support, everyone. Please take care, and y'all have a good one.